Hi guys, and welcome to this live stream video on the topic of 10 reasons why you should get into Warhammer 40k if you haven't already. And we're going to compare a bit, of course, Warhammer with other universes, but we are going to focus mostly on these 10 reasons that I think are very important because they are what Warhammer is. It is what makes Warhammer unique. So number one, it's like nothing you ever seen before. So a bit of explanation behind each reason. Warhammer has some influences from other universes, but as we have talked about many times, it is so vastly different that it's more different than it's similar to other universes. Everything about it's different. Of course, you can say, oh boy, well, it has an emperor or whatever. Other universes have an emperor like Dune, but they're so vastly different. They just couldn't be any more different in their nature, in their power, everything. So it's like saying that one fairy tale is the same as another fairy tale, where they can be so many differences, and the things that they're not different are like, well, this this fairy tale has a king, and this one has not. So, but most do have that. So Okay, so number two, it's vast and never ending. Unlike a lot of other universes that actually have a beginning and an end, Warhammer has not. Warhammer, of course, has a beginning, but it does not have an end, not just yet. So it's ongoing, and you always can learn more about it. And it's a universe that started more than 35 years ago. I think maybe like 36 now, 37. Not many universes can say, oh, we exist for so long and there's been so much lore written since then that it's like pretty much unbelievable. And after that, we have number three, which is it has amazing characters that are one of a kind. Absolutely. This is one of the things that attracted me to Warhammer after I first saw this project by Sam Pedersen. That's a Warhammer fan animation that actually portrayed the Astartes in a very cool way. One that we never have seen from official sources before. So although it's a fan animation, Mr. Sam Pedersen is so talented that he was able to bring the way that the Astartes, bring to screen, animate, think everything. He is everything when it comes to the creation of his project. So he's the animator, he's the script writer, he's whatever, everything. So he brought Astartes to life like never before. And after that, when I was really interested in the universe, I had to learn about all the characters, including the Emperor of Mankind, of course, his sons, the Primarchs, and each and every one of them, how they differ, how are they unique, and really as characters, I cannot say I have seen anything and anyone like all of those characters in other universes. Really, they are inspired by someone, each of them, but they're their own thing. So to me, it's very original. Everything about Warhammer and the Warhammer characters is, although yes, could be inspired by different things, but what it has been created, it's really original to me, at least. So number four, it has amazing lore and rich storytelling, action, and interesting developments. So yeah, the lore, that's one of the things that is huge, like we said, but it's also extremely dense and interesting. Everything about it, really, from the beginning of how the 40k world was, the story of the Emperor, his whole story and lore by its own. Then all the periods uh, that Earth has to go through, and eventually Earth starts to become Terra as we know it today in the today's story. It spans 40,000 years, obviously, which is more than most universes. And in this time, there are really a lot that happened. And this is only humanity. And how about the stories and the rich lore of everyone else? in the universe, which includes a ton of alien factions and so on. And like I've said, a ton of action, different battles between the different factions and humanity itself. Amazingly written, and amazingly written battles between the characters as well. The primaries, the emperor himself. It's just endless. And even from the godly beings in this universe. Actually, the whole universe starts with a huge battle, the war in heaven, so it's mind blowing to me. And of course, the interesting developments are everything that happened because of these battles and character interactions. So it's absolutely fascinating. I've never seen anything more fascinating than what I see from Warhammer 40k. Then reason number 5 is that it has interesting human and alien factions. So yeah, the fourth reason kind of brings me to the fifth, that yes, there are a lot of human factions. There's not like only one. Humanity is different because it's on a lot of planets, and each planet has its own culture, its own whatever quirks you can call them, and even the Astra Militarum, the human army, could be different and is different on a lot of planets, and all of them has their character, their own character. And you can say that they're wow, so unique and so different that they might as well be alien to each other sometimes. So when you see the Astra Militarum from Cadia, when you compare them to Dead Courts of Creek, wow, so unique and so different. And you can really like both and appreciate elements and characteristics from both. And then there's the alien factions, which are so crazy diverse in a very amazing way. The Tau, the Necrons, the Orcs, and even yeah, I almost forgot about the Eldar. Even the Tyranids, they're like alien, alien from Alien and the Predator, but worse. So absolutely great. And then we have reason 6, guys, and that is great as a tabletop game, painting an overall hobby. So as far as the hobby goes, as a hobby, I only have painted a few custodies so far, 5 of them, and I still have a whole kit that is a gift from one of my friends from England, Sir D. So hi to Sir D. I still have these custodies that I still have to finish them, and yeah, I don't have the physical time, but as soon as I can. The point is, guys, all the painting is absolutely awesome. Of course, you can do that with a lot of other tabletop games, but as far as I know, the tabletop game is really interesting. And there's a ton of ways that you can play it. Of course, there's codex for each faction and chapter, because there's so many Stardust chapters to begin with. So it is like a very, 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 very rich. That's what I can say from my knowledge. So I cannot compare it to any other tabletop games really, but knowing kinda like what D&D, for example, could be and what Warhammer is, I'm pretty sure that one of the richest games in terms of the variety of the factions and the way that you can play this, maybe just maybe 40k is one of the biggest, if not the biggest tabletop game. You have to tell me if you play the tabletop. But yeah, for sure, number 6 has to be a great tabletop game and amazing hobby and variety of everything. And we get to number 7, which is huge amounts of books, video games, and action figures. I put all of those things into number 7 because I think that they're kind of like in the same vein of things, because I cannot put like separately action figures and stuff. This number 7 speaks just of the variety of things that you can get from Warhammer 40k. If you want to know more about the lore, there are all the books that are just mind-blowingly a ton. Some of them are really good, some of them are like in the middle, and some of them I could go without. But really, there are a lot that are amazing, especially the Horus Heresy series on its own. And the newer books, some of the newer books are really, really good actually. Those that are following the current 40k timeline. Then the video games, some of them are really my cup of tea. Some of them I wouldn't say that they are, just because I'm not used to. Some of the strategies, I can play them, I do enjoy them. But compared to a third person action game like Space Marine is, I will always choose Space Marine. You know, whatever. That's just my thing. That's just exactly what I love. Then there the action. There the action figures. So yeah, then they are. That's what I meant. The action figures. The action figures just recently, like a year or so ago, became extremely amazing and rich because Joy Toy company from China got the rights to do whatever, really. Like I've seen even some particular characters that are extremely big, and you know, the Primarchs, and the only thing that we are waiting for now are more Primarchs and the Emperor himself. So there are amazing figures. I just have one Astardi from the Imperial Fist, but still a great quality, awesome articulation, really smooth joints. Yeah, they're really a dream. The only minus I would say they're too small, but still they're very good. And the primers are 18 centimeters, which is amazing. And there are also the McFarlane toys figures. If you want huge, big Astartes, they're really big and really huge. I have three, and one I have to paint in the colors of our own faction here, which are the golden Astartes. So yeah, you get awesome games from, well, not every genre, but quite a few, even mobile games. You get books that really will not end anytime soon. They're basically never-ending books so far, and they pretty much, I'm sure they beat every other universe that is already written or has been written. I mean, I really don't know any fictional universes that have more books than Warhammer 40k does. And when you only talk about Warhammer, you have Warhammer Fantasy, and then you have even more books to talk about. But we're going to keep it, of course, strictly to Warhammer 40k. And now we get to reason 8, which is new and upcoming animations, TV shows, and movies. They will become further popular and just bigger and so on. So yeah, if you're getting now into Warhammer 40k, you have a lot to look forward to because we will get TV shows and movies probably that are going to be led by, of course, GW, but the person that is going to lead all of these projects is going to be Henry Cavill. And we all know, or you should know, that Henry Cavill, our Witcher and Superman, is also one of the biggest Warhammer fans that you can ever imagine. He only, I think he only paints Custodes like myself, but I'm not sure that that's his only faction. But anyway, he has promised to stay true to the lore hammer. Oh, that's interesting. Have to record that. Lore hammer. I love that. Let me record that because I really love it. Lore hammer is a great channel name, actually. I may use it one day. Who knows? So, if you get into Warhammer, guys, you have right now animations as well to enjoy, both from fans and from the official GW Warhammer Plus site, which I, really cannot recommend for you to be subscribed each month, but I would recommend if you get it for 1 or 2 months until you can watch everything. I think that's totally worth it. But then we get content so rarely that is really not worth to be subscribed each month. So yeah, that's for sure. But if you really want to see some official Warhammer animation, definitely go there. So yeah, Warhammer is going to be a universe that's gonna further grow more and more, and you have only amazing stuff to look forward to. And it's amazing if you want to also get into the universe to watch a lot of lore videos on YouTube. That's also one way. And hi to MK in the chat. Oh, thank you. Yeah, happy Easter to everyone that already had Easter. For us here in the in Bulgaria and other countries that are just normal Christians and not Catholic, we will have our Easter next month, like literally on the 5th of May, I think. Okay, then we have, guys, number 9, which is unique looks to everything, easily differentiated from anything else. It cannot be mistaken. Yes, so if you want a unique universe that when you see anything from Warhammer, you will be like, oh, this is Warhammer 40k. You know that it is because there's no other place in which the armor looks like it does, and just the Gothic style, the cathedral ships. I mean, amazing. All the ships, yeah, are like a cathedral, and they're sisters of battle, and their whole ships look like churches basically. The emperor looks like a golden god with this super amazing armor. Of course, this is a custody, but all the armor, it's like so unique that you will never ever mistake this for absolutely anything else. Yeah, absolutely anything else. So if you are like to a friend, hey, look, this is my universe that I discovered, I'm now following or whatever, yeah, they will be like, whoa, what is that? Because the first time that I saw on a story, I was like, what is this huge armor? Is this even a human with these huge like shoulder pads, and the helmet is so cool, and it's just so different than anything that I've ever seen, really. And now guys, get ready for the last reason, number 10, non-toxic fan base. Okay, so I'm sure that there's a toxic person somewhere in Warhammer 40k. I'm sure there are always those that when of course when they see me, they're like, oh, it's a girl, it cannot talk about Warhammer because it's a girl, so I am just gonna turn this off. But in reality, okay, I'm a geek as absolutely anyone in this universe, as much as geek as I possibly can be. But yeah, I think from what I have seen so far, really a lot of non-toxicity. So I would say if you want to get into a universe that a lot of people will be helpful to show you the ropes, to direct you to different books and all of that. And you can also visit my free Discord, which is the Golden Astartes, link down below. There's a thread for books, recommendations, where to start with Warhammer 40k. You can always find a helping hand. So I'm personally very happy about the fans that I have met through Warhammer 40k. They're just awesome. So, at least from my experience, guys, fans of Warhammer 40k mostly are good and mostly are not toxic. Yeah, I had a lot of worse experiences with other factions, not factions or universes, but not with Warhammer 40k. Really, not that bad at all. 99% I just meet good people and cool people. So there you go. 10 reasons why, and 10 reasons to get into Warhammer 40k or Warhammer 40,000. Let's recap. It's like nothing ever seen before. It is vast and never ending. It has amazing characters that are one of a kind. It has amazing lore, rich storytelling, action, and interesting developments. It has interesting human and alien factions, great as a tabletop game, painting an overall hobby. And even if you skip that, everything else is great. You can consume it as it is, even without ever getting to the tabletop or the painting. Huge variety and amounts of books, video games, and action figures. New and upcoming animations, TV shows, and movies, which will further develop into more and more. Maybe into, I mean, it should go into the mainstream, guys, when Henry Cavill really shows us something that's ready, but we'll see. Unique looks to everything, easily differentiated from anything else that cannot be mistaken, and non-toxic fan base. And I just wanted to add something around one of the reasons. So not like you ever see before, vast and never, yeah, about the vast and never ending part. From one hand, you always have a brand new lore and brand new developments, especially major developments to look forward to. So it's not like, let's say, Lord of the Rings, where nothing will ever, I mean, nothing new will ever be written. Not that, you know, you need that per se, but it's very interesting, at least to me. I never had this before, to look forward to new developments in an already established universe. All the things that I love are already over, in a way. And even if something it isn't, like for example, I'm still watching Foundation, it isn't. It's already been written, so eventually it's going to end. And although Warhammer 40k also is going to end, because GW, this is their whole thing basically. That will not happen in the next 20, 30 years, maybe not even until our life ends. So maybe it's gonna continue for who knows how long. So I cannot think of any other universe that is going to be so ongoing and ongoing, and there's always going to be something new to look forward to. So yeah, might not even see the end of it really in our lifetime, who knows. So yeah, Warhammer 40k has a ton, a ton to offer, especially if you have time, and even if you don't, you can listen to the audio books. They are very easy to listen to for the most part. There's some words that are changed to fit the universe, like the Astra Militarum, which is just the human army. And yeah, I mean, there's so many cool words like Primarch. Like, what the heck is a Primarch in other universes? Well, nothing, as far as I know. It's just the word here to describe amazing sons of the Emperor. So they're not just princes, they're a lot more. And you get all the more that they are. So yeah, just lovely. I just love talking about Warhammer 40k, guys. So you have to be with the times, so to speak, guys, because when this hits Amazon and when all the stuff are made, it's going to be like, what is this? I gotta see it. What is this? Everybody are going to be really, really interested, and they will have to catch up fast with the lore, at least some part of it, to get an idea. And if you start now, you will be amazed and fascinated, and you'll be totally ready for whatever Henry Cavill comes up with, because it is extremely difficult even to think where to begin when trying to adapt Warhammer on screen, because that's not like, let's say, Dune. You have few books, you start, and then you have, book 1, book 2, book 3, and you know what to do. Here, you have tons and tons of books and a story that just goes, and you can start from the beginning, which is like before the Emperor was born, or you can like what? Just start from the Horus Heresy. It's gonna be a bit confusing for everyone. So I don't know how you solve this. I mean, I suggested a few ideas, but that was in a different video. But yeah, that is one more actually reason that Warhammer is different. You don't know even where to begin adapting it, and it literally a lot could be done and still to get the idea. But I do think that they have to start with some kind of explanation from the very, very beginning, and then go to the story of the Emperor, and then continue on and so on. Yeah, yeah. Fascinating stuff, like I've said. So thanks, guys, very much for joining this stream and a quick video about this topic. I would love to hear your thoughts and your 10 reasons why Warhammer is amazing. I mean, not why only, but yeah, how would you suggest this to anyone else really that wants to get into it or doesn't know what it is and you want to convince them to get into it? You can do that if you want to support me. If you like my coaching services for health, fitness, sex education, intimate relationships education, whatever relationships you have, I can help you with that. I do that at OnlyFans because it's a great platform also for whatever you want to do, and I want to educate people and help. So no Slaaneshy things, in the words of one of Warhammer's, godly entities. No Slaaneshy things, only good and useful stuff, guys. So yeah, hope you have a great weekend. Hope to see you there as well. I mean, hope that I can be here out on the weekend as well. So watch out the channel. I mean, watch for something on the channel to pop up. Thank you and love you guys. Till next time with me, the 40k Empress Giri.